Talky talk.
Hucky top.
Hello, welcome back.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
So, actually, I want to bounce off of the last episode here.
There was no last episode. What are you talking about? Illuminati.
No, I want to bounce off a little bit more of like what you were just talking about there, because it's really, I think that's kind of the problem that I have with the Christian churches is the divisiveness of being part of like a clique. And, like, that's what the churches are now, just cliques of individuals who think this way, and because you think this way, you have to support this kind of person, and if you support this kind of person, these kind of people support this kind of ideology, which means that you must fall in line with this form of ideology, which is ludicrous. I mean, the whole point of the Bible, based on what I've read, and I'm not well versed in the Bible, I don't read the Bible every single day, but I've read a lot of the Bible because I don't just pick my religions willy-nilly. I wanted to know my faith. I wanted to know what the Bible said and my stances. And even from the first book, Genesis, Adam and Eve had choices. Adam and Eve were individuals who believed in having choices, and God gave us the power of free will and creativity and imagination and all of these ideologies that come into place with this being. And I truly believe that that is the biggest reason why we're all here and why we have such divisiveness within each other, is because we're all individuals. We're all individuals. And as individuals, we have different opinions and different thoughts that process us and go in certain different ways. And it's cool to be part of a church. I'm not against being part of a church, nor am I against people who associate with the church. Our good friend, who's a youth pastor, is a very good friend
and
of
a
ours.
Director at the same time.
And a director and all these
does all these things.
He does a whole bunch of work, but he serves God every single day. And I don't begrudge him or fault him or anything like that. We get into theological conversations all the time. And there's a lot of times where him and I drastically differ, especially when it comes to politics. We are incredibly different on some of that stuff. Not unbelievably so, but to the point where we are on the opposite sides of arguments.
Exactly.
Like pro-life, pro-choice, all that kind of stuff. I get that kind of that argument. However, one thing I love about our pastor friend is that he is a man of openness. He's a person who not only studied and reads the Bible, but a person who actually understands that there is multiple ways to looking at a fight and an argument. And the people that I've grown in my life and my spirituality with are the ones that always had an openness and not this clear shutdown of this is the way you think because we are all Christians and we all support everything that is Christian based, which is such an open to interpretation statement that I don't even know how to even begin with that. And so I don't even try to pretend to placate that argument because we're all different and we're all supposed to be different. We're all supposed to think differently.
Yeah, having a unique thought is something that in my old church, I would see unique thinking in a different way. It wasn't really in a religious concept. It was more in the people themselves. All of the youth group, all of my peers in the youth group that I used to be in, they were all incredibly unique. They all had awesome talents and really awesome ideas. They're all very creative, and it was just a fun place to be. It was a fun place to talk to people, play games. We had this awesome youth center there at the church built. But I guess when I look back on a lot of it now, I didn't see a lot of talking about religion in the real world. We would talk about go out and do this and preach. Not preach. I don't like that word. And I don't like saying preach unless I'm talking about a pastor. Because the pastor's supposed to get out there and preach to you like, hey, here's a sermon. But I don't like saying preach in terms of you going to somebody else just being like, hey, can I tell you about my religion? Because it shouldn't be preaching. It should be having a conversation with somebody.
Exactly, and that's the other thing too. That's kind of why I think I might slightly rolled my eyes there. But I hate preaching. I hate preaching to someone. The point of preaching to someone is nothing. Have you ever just gone up to someone and be like, hi, do you believe in Jesus? If you don't, that's bad. You should get better. Do better. Do it. Like, and I've been up with Christians who literally do that, who come up to me and get so abrasive with this turn or burn kind of mentality that it's so off-putting and it's off-putting, and it's completely against what I believe Jesus taught, which was to not judge others. He didn't come in with judgment. We are, as humans, and it's somewhere in the Bible, someone can quote it. Ted, put it up on the Bible verse agram of basically saying, like, basically the gist of it is that the only people that can truly judge is the Lord. Only judgment can go through the Lord, and that humans have no capacity or ability to judge. Yet Christians, no offense to you, you're most judgmental SOBs in the world. Like, you really are. Like, you criticize and mock anything that is different from the ideology you teach, and that is just a fact. It is like constantly been proven over and over again with the statements, with the political figures that you support, with the mindset that you have, with the way that churches shut people down. There has been countless times where our church was known for really open heart, open arms, and welcoming. And for the most part, that was true. When everyone walked in, everyone made sure that you got seen and that everyone was welcome. It doesn't matter what your background was, all that kind of stuff, until they started expressing their background and their viewpoints. And then it became judgmental. And then it became, oh, well, you're really just not like us, and I'm not sure this is really working out, kind of thing. And I've known so many people in my church group that was very much like that. And it set me off because I'm a very different person. I have been very different when it comes to my Christianity. I was... Like, don't get me wrong, there's certain things about me. Like, I've always been a good kid. I've always respected my elders. I was always the nice kid. And everyone always called me the nice kid in school. And everyone always called me the shy, easy, gentle, you know, all these niche words were, like, just basically saying, oh, this guy just, you know, he's just timid. Don't hurt him. Don't hurt his feelings, you know, kind of stuff like that. And it came across a lot like that because it's just like, you know, this guy's just a nice kid. But it was just because I was pretty much scared to talk my opinions. It was a lot of where it comes from is I was just afraid to bring up my thoughts because I differed from so many people, even my friends in my social groups. I didn't want to just rustle up everyone's feathers by going like, yeah, I don't know how you can be a Christian and correlate using the death penalty when everyone's like, yeah, death penalty is just absolute because if you break the law, it's like breaking God's commandments. Okay, whatever. That's your argument. That's your fight.
But my argument against that is that...
Oh, I have plenty of arguments against that. But that wasn't necessarily the point.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that.
Yeah.
All right, my biggest argument against that I would put out there is, if you believe that the death penalty is okay to put against somebody who has broken the law, who has murdered, usually it comes in cases of like serial killers. Like, well, they should just die because they're worthless human beings who... You know, they killed lots of people and don't feel bad about it at all, so they should die too. Listen to what I just said there. They should die too. So many people have already died because of this person. Why should he die too? Obviously, he or she doesn't care about death. Mm-hmm. So why would you? In my opinion,
two wrongs don't make a right. That's my argument.
Yeah,
it's always my argument. Two wrongs don't make a right.
You're also giving them an easier way out. Because eventually that guilt gets to everybody.
And here's the other thing too. I don't really want to go on this tangent too much. But
yeah, this is more psychological than anything else.
But just a simple, you know, argument for this too is that there's a lot of people that have been put on death row that we found out were actually innocent of their crimes. That's why I'm against the death penalty, and we'll have that conversation probably another time. But
that's a good point.
But that's not here nor there. That's the point is that I only brought these things up is because I differed from everyone else in the church. I differed from so many people that it was really hard for me just to express my opinions. And the ones that I felt comfortable expressing my opinions with still always had that judgmental glance of just like, he's just not ready yet. He just hasn't learned enough of experience yet. To be honest, those thoughts that I had when I was younger have only emboldened and only become stronger, even with more research of the Bible. Because back then I wasn't able to read the Bible very well. Now I have good reading. I read good, so good. I have
reads goodly
I have
from the book of good. He reads goodly, so goodly. Give me more of that goodly God given book.
You want to go to part 3? Part 3,
I'm
everybody.
there, part
Woo! Part 3.
We got it. We got here already. Wow, it's like so much time has passed since the last episode of this. We didn't cut that.
Yeah. Part 3.
This is unedited. What are you talking about?